currently living here in Barranquilla. From Barranquilla, living alone. I don't have kids. However, in a future, I guess that I can get it.
Oh, okay. How many do you want?
2 kids approximately.
Okay, that is
Yes.
great. It's a good number.
Yeah, I'm a business administration student. That's my second bachelor's degree. And I'm currently working for a banking and finance company located. I'm currently working from home. My bosses are North American people.
Okay.
Basically, I'm currently working as an associate collections specialist for a banking and finance company that I mentioned before. And of course, if I have the possibility to know someone who gets my heart.
And Helen, I want to ask because I imagine that you have your passport, but I want to know if you have your visa as well.
Okay, I don't have visa right now. However, the English language is very important to get it.
Okay.
In order to travel to USA, why not?
Of course. You already have the English. You need your visa to travel and go around. Of course, United States is not there for people speak English. It's a nice place to as well,
yes,
right?
of course. Keeping in mind also that it's not easy to get the visa immediately. It's a process that can take few months. So it's a process basically. However, I'm working on that.
Okay, that is great, Helen. And now we are going to do an activity, and the idea is that you take 3 papers.
Okay.
You're going to read it. You're going to translate that papers because they're in Spanish right now.
Okay.
And you're going to answer the question. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Let's start with the
Three.
first one.
Hello,
Three.
everybody.
Yes, 3. But let's start with the first one.
Okay.
It's Wednesday. Welcome to the Latin show. My name is Maria. I'm your host for tonight, and I'm very happy to welcome you here tonight.
Do you
Guys, it has
practice
been a
any
while. It feels
sport
like ages I have been here with
which you
you.
can exercise? Of course, from Monday to Friday. I would like to
Please
practice
go
the
ahead.
basketball.
Always comments
Basketball,
are welcome.
okay,
You
it's
can
an
say hi
interesting
to me,
sport.
to know me. Haven't seen you.
How do you
in
see
person
in
a while, so everybody, I hope
from
everybody's
3
doing
and
great.
10 years?
So what's going on
okay,
in this
I'm
show?
currently
What we're going
working
to
in
do
my future.
is usually we're going to
If
give you
it's
a lot
possible
of
to
dating
work
advice.
for
That
an
is what it is
important banking
about
and
dating
finance
advice, about
company
dating
as
Latin
a
American
team
women
manager.
and dating women in Colombia. So if you have any questions regarding that, going to give you some tips about how to travel to Colombia, what to do, what not to do, and how you get into this country. We're going to have 2 interviews prepared for you tonight with 2 women from our new, like 2 of our new women who just joined the database, maybe a month, not even, maybe 3 weeks ago, month ago, the profile was approved. One of them is Nancy. Her ID is 218127. We all have our featured girl, not live with us, but I'm going to show you one more time our featured girl, maybe the ones who missed out last week. What is the featured girl? Just very shortly, but you can write her basically for free and get to know a really good woman. So we every month or every 2 months, we have a new woman. We basically, put her as a featured profile. I'm going to answer your questions as I usually do, so please send them in. And then we have the topic of the day. And the topic of the day is very hot right now, and in general, it's going to be always hot, is money and relationship. Like what expectations of money, financial advice, financial tips, dating tips, economical dating tips, like what can you do, what you shouldn't do and don'ts in dating, and what you can expect if you date somebody in a foreign country or in a Latin American country. And how to navigate that, right? What to do, what not to do, and how to make things the best way possible so that everybody's happy. So I'm pretty sure you're going to ask more questions about that thing, that theme, and then we're going to show you our last video, which is Angie, one of our new affiliates, Angie. Her ID is 217430. So, guys, first of all, but some of you have watched the show, some of you have been traveling to Colombia, some of you maybe never traveled. So for the ones who have never traveled, I give you that quick summary. So getting to Colombia is pretty easy. The capital is Bogota, but the international airports in Bogota, Barranquilla, Medellin, and Cartagena, and Santa Marta, and there are several other international airports, but let's say that are the most important ones that are interesting for you right now, Cali, etc. So That means from Santa Marta, Barranquilla, Cartagena, Medellin, Bogota, you can go internationally to the United States and to Europe. Sometimes you obviously have to have a layover, especially when you go to Europe. For example, in Santa Marta, you have to go to Bogota and then from Bogota to Europe. If you're coming from the United States, Miami is usually one of the easiest hubs to travel. Obviously, Texas, obviously, New York, obviously, also California. There are a lot of hubs where you can go, but Miami is usually very easy. There are direct flights from Miami to Barranquilla, to Cartagena, to Santa Marta, to Medellin, and to Bogota. It seems like I'm repeating myself, but it's just a really quick 2 hour and I think 45-minute trip from the United States. And I mean, from Europe, it's probably a 10-hour, 12-hour trip, depending where you are at in Europe and how your connections are. With the connections, you probably take a lot longer. And obviously in the US, depending where you are, you take a little bit longer. So, but just that you know how to get into the country. No visa is required. You get the visa at the entry. You do need to have a check migration form filled out. That's it. There is no need for vaccination. You don't have to show vaccination qualification or not. Nobody cares. But you do need to fill in still. Also, most airlines don't really look for it anymore, but there's a check migration form, which is a link where you go in, you can just Google it, check migration Colombia, and then you make click and then you fill it out. It's just like a normal, like if you would check into your airline. So it's similar to that. And then you can just fly to Colombia. You can stay 90 days in Colombia as a tourist, and then you can extend another 90 days. So maximum on a tourist visa, you can stay 180 days a year. So you can come out and back into the country. And for example, you come for 3 weeks. So the 3 weeks count in your migration thing. Then you go out, for example, for 2 months, and then you come back. So then you stay another month. So the 4 weeks count. But you can also, as I said, like come in and back, go out and come back in, and then only the amount of the time you stay in the country really counts. So so that is quite flexible. And then there are obviously other visas you can acquire once you get more into the dating, marriage, or whatever process you are into, or investment, or whatever you want to do in Colombia. So that for traveling. So now for dating, what to keep in mind if you date here, what is new, what's going on. So guys, we have obviously I always talk about our services, our tours, etc. So we had just our Cartagena tour happening, our Cartagena event. We did that in our penthouse. It was very beautiful. It was small, but it was very nice. We have our next event coming up in June in Medellin. So if you're still planning and you're looking into the summer holidays, it's the end of June. And we also have an event in July in Barranquilla. So if that's something that calls your attention, then please reach out to us. If you have any questions in general, reach out to us. You can write to afacolombia7@gmail.com or info@afacolombia@gmail.com. And then we help you to get your answers, your questions answered. Let me see if you already wrote something. You guys, hello. Organic Shortleg is saying hi. I'm getting to your questions in a moment. Some new guys, hi. I haven't seen you. Some new names here. That's really cool. Welcome to the ones who are new. Please write your questions. You can send your dating questions, everything related to Colombia, Colombian dating Latin America. Very welcome to help you here in this platform. So yeah, we have events coming up. We have our Elite Club program. It's our executive VIP program for Colombia. And it is one of my most favorite programs, as you guys know. And I just had one of my clients traveling last week. That was really cool. Amazing connection with a lot of women. He had a couple of challenges, so I'm going to get into that in a moment when we get into our topic of the day. And but it has been, I mean, dating is always challenging, right? And dating in a different culture is more challenging than probably in your own culture. So obviously you're going to be confronted, so be prepared. So that's also a lot I tell the guys usually, like, be prepared with a mindset. It's really a challenge and it's a process. Dating is, you have to get out of your comfort zone. You make a lot of things you're not used to. So now traveling to a country, talking to somebody in a different language, you're going, it's not easy. Like, it's really, people will say, oh yeah, I had a great time, it was just that. No, it's really, obviously most of you will have a great time, but it's not that easy. Like, you really have to be clear and you have to make that decision that this is for me. I'm going to come, I'm going to trust, I'm going to travel into that country. So it takes a lot. And so some of you really are watching those videos for years and for months to really like get enough information to really say, okay, yeah, that is something I really would like to experience. So we have the tours for you in case you haven't been experienced in traveling to Colombia or to other countries. So the tours help you in the whole dating. We have the individual matchmaking services for you. We have the Elite Club service, which is our, as I said, executive matchmaking service only for Colombia. The same one exists for Latin America too. The Elite Club is 3 months of personalized matchmaking search suggestions throughout, like, first of all at home, and then when you travel into the country. So you get 3 months of personalized matchmaking experience with me, with a translator, and with a whole Colombian team. So it's an amazing experience. We find a lot of candidates that suit exactly your criteria, what you're looking for, and you really build up that connection, that relationship. So when you travel, that you really meet and have already something you are having a base on. Like, it's not awkward. It's not awkward. You sit there and you don't know who that other person is. It's like, really, when you travel after 3-4 months of the Elite Club, it's like you're meeting 5 good friends, and all of those 5 good, beautiful female friends could be potentially your partner and wife. So and that's a beautiful experience. It's also challenging, has its challenges, and I'm going to talk about that in another show as well. But it helps you to prepare much more for everything that comes, and we're going to support you for everything more that is going to come. So today we had a video call, for example, with this particular client, and he is really happy, has an amazing time, but one of the girls started asking for money. So let me get into the money thing for a second, and then we're going to get into our first video and our featured girl. But as I'm already in the thing, so let me get maybe to the topic of the day. So give you the context. They were dating for a couple of months through video calls. Obviously, the longer you date, the more the relationship evolves and the more bonding you have, right? It's not just that you went on a first date and that's it. They had probably around 10 video calls, 9 video calls, and then they had in person at least 3 full days of dating. 3 days, 2 or 3 full days of dating. Yeah. And so they had a really good time. It was really good. They had great connection, but he also is meeting different people, because in the process you're building up connection with different people, and then you meet different people in person. So he actually went to Barranquilla, met them in Barranquilla, had an amazing 10 days, flew the translator with him to Barranquilla, etc., etc. So now he went back home, and with one of the girls he had a really good connection, and she started writing to him today that her university payment comes up and that she doesn't really know how to pay that she would need a help. Also, her cell phone is not really working, so she would need help with that, and she would need approximately around $800 of money, right? $800. And so obviously he was upset. Obviously we were also not very happy about that, because I mean, it's understandable that you're in a financial difficult situation, but it's not that that you, after dating a couple of months and that you really, like, you are just getting to know each other, you already have to have that financial burden. So it's very difficult to navigate those things, because he really likes her, he doesn't want to lose her, but also don't want to get abused and all that. So how do we navigate that? So first of all, if you need help, we are here to help, right? So we're going to accompany him in the next couple of months in the process. Even after finishing the VIP, I always told you that there's a coaching program I'm working on. So that is part of it. That's going to be, I'm going to develop that a little bit more, but obviously we're going to support you afterwards as well if you need to. So he didn't know what to do, how to navigate that whole thing. And so let me maybe put you also in the context what we're talking about. Money might be a factor in all of the relationships in the future. It doesn't matter which woman you're going to face. It doesn't matter from which country. Money is going to be something you're going to discuss at some point. So the first thing you have to be prepared for is your mindset, right? So dating costs you money, not just the matchmaking, not just the traveling, not just to like getting there physically. If not, like in general, dating costs you money, not only the restaurant bill. If you have a woman in your life, and if you are going to have a family and you are a traditional man who's going to want to be the provider, you know there is a cost involved having a family and being their provider, right? So that mindset we have to have clear, because if not, then it doesn't, we have to have that clear. So but you have to define for yourself when is what part of the provider coming in, and how you're going to play that dating game, because it's obviously a testing. It's also a normal thing, because you're obviously somebody from one country, maybe dating somebody in a country that economically is not as wealthy as your country. Most people are not in the economical same situation as you are, and especially if she's a single mom, it's obviously a lot more difficult for her to pay her bills than it might be for somebody else. And everything I tell you right now is not just for you as a foreigner, it's for every man. And it's not just it's getting worse the more age difference you have when you date. So be aware of that, guys. I'm talking very slow right now. Big age difference might cost you more money, because obviously there is a certain interest there, which is not necessarily something bad if you want to have somebody who gives you a financial stability, and in return you get a beautiful woman, right? So that is it sounds like now a little bit weird what I'm saying here, but obviously that is something to keep in mind. The bigger the age difference, the more that thing can occur. But this guy, for example, I'm talking right now, my VIP client, he's 31. So it's not a big age difference. She is 28. So we have 3 years of age difference, right? So it's not just the age difference. It's not just because you're foreigner. I talk to a lot of my Colombian male friends, and it happens to them as well. Women very early in the dating stage, not all of them. Please don't get me wrong, not all of them, but some women, and obviously the situation for a lot of the women is not easy at all, so might start asking for some support. And that is not necessarily something bad, right? Some people really might have an emergency support and need support because she doesn't know how to, like, sometimes there's not even enough food on the table, right? So really we cannot just say, oh, generally that is bad, or generally she's abusing, or generally that is a bad thing. No, you have to put it in context, and you also have to see where you are at in the dating. So if that happens, I had just another client yesterday, so that's why this thing is kind of hot right now. He went on a date with the girl, and he did not, he also did a couple of video calls and also met her in person afterwards. And she also asked for an iPhone today. So, and that after like 2 days, right? So it's a similar story, similar thing going on. There is a little bit of an age difference, but also, as I said, the other guy doesn't have it. And as I said, it happens to Colombian men as well. So how to navigate that and what to do. So first of all, as I said, the mindset has to be clear. Like if you would be, for example, in the United States, you live in Miami, and you're dating somebody in Miami, and you're meeting this woman and you're having a good time with her. So, and you're starting that kind of, you're dating. So you would anyway spend in inviting her weekly to a dinner, or maybe you would see her once or twice a week and get to know her while you're dating maybe other people. But you would probably spend a dinner once per week for somebody who is living close to you. So now put yourself in the shoes of a Colombian woman. You came here, you spent 7 days, now you go home, and now you're going to be home. You're going to go home, and you're going to be back in 3 months. So you're not going to take her out for dinner every week now. You're not going to do that seduce game, really what you would do when you're neighbors, or when you're in the same town or whatever, right? So but she still is a woman who wants to be in that game, or in that part of the process of the dating. So I'm not saying it justifies that she asks for some money if you don't spend it on dinner because you're far away. But I'm just saying, like, be prepared. You were prepared in Miami to go every week and spend, I don't know, $150 on the dinner. So you probably spend $500 on dating just on that one woman. So when you go to Colombia, just keep in mind, why not spending $500 a month on dating? I'm not saying that you're going to spend it to her, you're going to send it to her now, especially not after first date. But just like I'm saying, dating in general costs you money, and we have to find a balance about what is a cultural expectation and what is a cultural expectation of the culture you're coming. So the cultural expectation of a woman here is the man is the provider. But obviously, one thing is you're married, one thing is you're in a relationship, one is you're dating, one you're engaged, one you're boyfriend, girlfriend, or one you just started dating, right? So there are different parts of the relationship. So what I recommended to my client was that he should just communicate when he would be open to help and to support. And when is for him, like, open communication, the point where he really would be feeling comfortable doing so. Then on the other hand, obviously, we have to hear that other woman, because as I said, it's not just like we met yesterday and she's asking today, they're dating for 4 months, and ask that woman, like, what is her expectation about that? Like, if she said, I cannot be in a relationship with you if I don't feel that you are here and supporting me in something, because I have the feeling I have to do everything alone. Why do I have a boyfriend? Because I do. It's not because just I want money from you, but, you know, I want to feel supported. I want to have that provider. I want to feel that this person is part of my life. So to keep it maybe a little bit short is, what should you do? So first of all, I think there is something in the middle. For example, if she was asking for $800, my advice was, okay, if she cannot pay her own university bill, $800 is a lot, but why don't you just maybe help with $100 or $150 or maximum $200? Like, not to say no completely, because, I mean, we all know that there might be difficult times and we need help, or it would be great if I feel that this person is there, and can I, after 5 months, maybe feel that there's somebody in my life. But on the other hand, they're not exclusively dating, they're not engaged, they're not even yet boyfriend and girlfriend. So he has no obligation to help at all. So he could have said no easily. And that's what you guys are always permitted to say. You can always say no, okay? I know you guys, you often don't want that. And me, I try also to find, like, as I said, if she asks for 800, give her 100, right? Don't give her even half, not 30. Like, try to find a smaller amount that you feel good with and that is appropriate about the amount of time you're dating. If you just went on a date yesterday and she is asking for so-and-so, I would not do it, you know. But if you went on a date yesterday and you know that her son is really sick because she showed you photos that he's in the hospital for 3 days, and you give her like $20 so that she can buy some medicaments, you know, there's a certain scale balance in how much money and how much to help, how much to support. So maybe a little rule for me, or for what I would say, is, first of all, you have to communicate it with the woman you're dating. Face it or address it in the beginning of the relationship already, not wait until you're 1 year or 6 months into it. Like, start after the third, fourth, fifth date, like really start asking questions how you see it with your boyfriend, girlfriend, what you're expecting from your boyfriend once we get engaged, what you're expecting financially, what you're expecting in communication wise, how many video calls, how many messages, how much money, what would be ideal for you, what is the minimum, whatever. Like, ask those questions and really get an honest, or try to get an honest answer. She will obviously start like, whatever you want, no, I don't, but after a while you can start on picking up that thing again, that theme again, and start again. And I think a happy, like, having that mindset, I'm the man, I'm the provider, I want to help, but also not letting abuse myself from that person, right? And so maybe what you have to define is also say, okay, when we are dating, I can help you right now because you have an emergency, but that's just because it's an emergency. When we are really in an exclusive relationship, I might be able to help you from now and then, whatever. If we're engaged or if we're married, once we're married, I'm happy to fully support you, right? So there is a communication, what you want, what she wants, and then there is something in the middle. If you need help with that, we are also happy to help you in all that communication process, because it's not easy. And it's a very gray, it's not black, it's not white, it's gray. So everything I tell you depends on the case, depends on the woman, depends on the situation. But there's also one thing you have to keep in mind is if they start, like I had a Colombian friend, he's single, and he said, Maria, I'm dating and it is so complicated. Like I hate it when I'm on the first 3 messages and they already start talking to me like how difficult their life is and that they don't know how to pay the bill. I probably most of the times I don't write back. So you see, it's a normal behavior in all kinds of relationships with all kinds of men. So it's just something to address and to be aware of, that this can happen. Try not to take it personally, but also, as I said, try not to make it like, it's not such a big deal here to ask for money. I know that in other cultures, in my culture, if you ask for money, it's like kind of, it's like a red flag, it's a no-go. And I'm not saying it's a green flag, but I'm just saying it's kind of, it can happen. Yeah. And so when it happens, you just have, for easiest way forward is to be honest, communication, expectation, and don't do something you feel obligated to and then you feel like you have no obligation. Okay. But also put yourself sometimes in the shoes of the other person. She might have a lot of trouble right now. Then on the other hand, sometimes she starts dating you and then she puts all her trouble on you. So that is also not correct, because you're not responsible now for all of her problems. But be aware, once you start dating more and more and more serious, her problems become your problems to a certain amount, certain extent too. And so you have to be aware that you have to financially support her problems a little bit too. I took some notes. I'm pretty sure that you guys have a couple of questions regarding that. I hope, I don't know if it was really clear what I wanted to tell you right now, because as I said, it's a tough topic and it's complicated. And yeah, it is tough and it's complicated. But as I said, like if she asks for something and you're not feeling comfortable, and be aware also about the amount of money you're sending. $800, $400 is a lot of money here. You can here live with $1,000. You can live here a good, okay life. With $1,000 a month, you live a good, okay life. So if you wire $800, it's a whole life month. It's a month of living. So I'm not saying that this is a bad thing, but just be aware of the amount. Like you can always say, I sent you $50, I sent you $100, and you can always send it through Western Union, for example. That is possible. Let me see your questions, and then I'm getting to some more points, because I have some more once you get in a more serious relationship. Keith, I get that Colombian women expect men to be the provider because that's the traditional role of the men, but are these women going to play the traditional woman's role? Yes, Keith, they do. Lots of the women do play the traditional woman role. Lots of them really cater to family, to the man, are very traditional in their thinking. They also, even if they work, it doesn't mean they have to be a stay-at-home mom. Lots of them don't mind, but if they work, they still care for the family, still cater to the man and cook and clean and do all these things. So yes, they do. So once you find that woman where you feel comfortable in to be the traditional man, she's going to be a traditional woman, and you talk about the financial expectations of each of you, and you have that clear, it can be a very successful relationship. So that's the thing. Like once you get that money thing out of if it's not that big of a deal between you and it's clear, and if you get that money thing out of the relationship as soon as possible, or at some point, like you're going to have a really great relationship. Like she knows what you want what she wants, where you are each in their role, and it's going to be very successful. But money is a factor. It is something important to consider. Zanetti, are any of the Colombian already in California through your program? There are some women in the United States, but not so many, because most of the women we really subscribe are here in the foreign countries. So, but there are some. You could maybe text us, and then we could see if I know there are more in Miami, but there are. So let me see. For any of the gentlemen who want to join this agency, are your AFA partners with any banks? You could pay with a check for the tour. Okay. So Rodolfo, yes, you could pay per check. Most guys pay per credit card, but yes, you can pay per check. That's possible. The Barranquilla tour starts July 18th. Sean, yeah, I see new guys here. Welcome, welcome. Yes, it starts the 18th, and you can do either. Scene is asking if he should arrive on the 17th or on the 18th. How does the day of arrival and the day of departure work? So the tour starts on the 18th, so you can have dates from the 18th on. So that's included. So if you arrive 18th in the evening, you will lose a day. So, or you arrive 17th already, or you arrive 18th like at midday, you know, so that you at least have the afternoon and the evening, that you can at least have a dinner date. Let me see if you have any questions about money here. I'm going to get in the money part, one more thing, and then see. You have more general questions right now. Yeah, I'm asking more general questions. So the money thing, if you have more questions about the money, then let me know. I'm going to go in that money thing, one more thing, and then I'm going to show you the first video of our of one of our women tonight. Okay. So and apart from money, women do like a man who is detail oriented. So money obviously is a great thing. You can always give money, right? But if you don't want to give money, you can give other details too. So you can send obviously flowers. You can send obviously send her to a wellness treatment. You can. We have to update our gift options a little bit on the website as well. But you can obviously gift her whatever, a horseback riding. You can give her a weekend getaway with her mom. You can give her a fruit basket, whatever, chocolates, maybe a shopping, whatever, right? So there are different forms you can give her money. It doesn't have to be money in cash. And if you want to gift her a cell phone at some point, I mean, then this is, I think, a great gift, but maybe for an occasion like Christmas or a birthday or something like that. Yeah. So let me see what else I have. Something else to consider. So now these are things when you are in the relationship. I was talking about even before the relationship. So before the relationship, you really have to see. I would help a little bit from now and there if it's necessary, but don't get like into this every week. You have to send something, or every month you have to send something when you're not exclusive or when you're not boyfriend girlfriend. And even if you're boyfriend girlfriend, I would be a little bit careful still with that. From there to maybe, yeah, maybe when it's necessary. Both Colombian men and women must help their families. So that is something. So once you are more in a serious relationship now, and you are with this woman, like usually the Colombian family comes first. So you are asking about traditional, family comes first. Her family is the most important. So if there's anything in the family, she must help with the few money she has. And when she is dating a foreigner and you are married, obviously you are her husband or you're her fiance, and she would appreciate that you also help the family. So because that's her family is the most important. Okay. So if you want to win points with a Colombian woman, do support the family. Because why is it necessary? Because often there's a bad retirement, or they are not in a good health, the cost of living is very high, etc. So yeah, your problems become also her problems become your problems. So if her grandmother's in a hospital or she has to go to the university, so the problems, her problems become your problems. So I'm saying that's not a bad thing, but you have to see when is this timing, when it's going to start. Are those problems becoming already your problems in the first date, or her problems are becoming your problems once you get married? I will probably start once you are in a relationship from now and then if it's necessary, but as I said, not to overdo it. If you invite the family for a meal, and especially in the first time, say no. If you invite her family for a meal, activity, trip, be aware that maybe 15 people arrive. So organize with beforehand, communicate clear how many people you maximum want to have on this trip, because I had it happen, for example, with one of our VIPs also. He wanted to go on a private Cartagena trip. It was like 2 years ago, on a private Cartagena trip with her. And then she said, oh, maybe can I bring my sister? She loves you so much and she would love to come as well. Yeah, bring your sister. And the son of my sister, my nephew, she cannot leave him alone. Yeah, bring the nephew as well. And so there was one more and one more and one more. And he said, like, in the end, we turned out to be 10 on that Cartagena trip, and I wanted to be a trip with her alone. So be aware of that. That can happen. Yeah. Age difference paid with money, we have talked about that as well. So be aware if there's a big age difference, you're going to probably have to provide a little bit more. But please don't get abused, right? We talked about that. Talk from the beginning of the relationship about expectations. We talked about that. A maximum amount of money that you can support monthly if necessary, but probably it would be good not sending much more than $300, $400 per month. And if it's eventual, maybe not send a greater help than $50, $75 for an occasional help. And if there's something bigger, then consult your matchmaker. You can always reach out to us and say, hey, she talked to me, she wanted to send me that, like I sent her $500 for that and that and that. Do you think it's appropriate? So you can always ask us too, okay? If you're starting in an economic venture with her, be careful with whose name you're putting things. Always legal help from a lawyer. Also, if you buy an apartment, if you put the apartment in her name, things like that, you have to be a little bit careful. Not make loans of a large sums of money. Lend only what you would be willing to lose in a bad case. So yes, if somebody asks you, oh, I have a problem, I need like $500, can you borrow that to me? Can you help me? And you say, yeah, you might get it back, but you might also probably not get it back. So yeah, be prepared to just lend not more than you are willing to lose. Maintain your limits strongly. Do not let yourself be manipulated. So if you told her, I'm going to support you fully when we are married, and I'm going to send you $150 monthly while we are engaged, let's just say something, and then she comes up with another thing, then stay with the $150, okay? If you deny any help and she decides to end the relationship, then understand that she loves you just for your money. Yes, to a certain point. Like if she's really needing help, sometimes I have a good woman who told me like, yeah, I really needed him. He was not there. I couldn't feel that he was providing anything, helping in anything, supporting in anything. For what do I have a man in my life? Like really, I'm not interested anymore. But it was not because she was really a bad woman. It was just that she didn't feel that there was somebody, like there's somebody, even emotionally, if you cannot help financially, be emotionally there for her. That's very important too. Not everything is about money, obviously. So yeah, but that's something to keep in mind. Maintain your limits. If you deny her any help, yes. So engagement ring, and if you buy an engagement ring, and especially you guys get engaged so quickly, if you buy an engagement ring, be aware of the value of the ring you're spending, because you're not going to get it back. Now, generalizing, sometimes you might get it back, but it's not a custom. In the United States, it's a custom. I don't know if in my country it's a custom, but in the United States, it's a custom. I think that you get the ring back if you don't get engaged. In here, no, you give her a ring, it's a gift, and it's a gift. So be aware of that gift, and you're not going to get that gift back most of the times. Yeah. If you rent a home together, if you're going to rent something together, make it sure it's in your name and that you're responsible for everything. If you end the relationship, she will be left with all the problems, and it will be more expensive for you. So some of you guys did that. I had several times that problem. You moved in with somebody, as she's Colombian, she puts it in her name. You guys know, let's go to a better apartment. Let's move the kid out to a better school. Let's do all that. And then you, after 6 months, it doesn't work out. Now she sits in the apartment. She cannot pay. You made a year contract. She cannot pay. Now this kid is in a school she cannot afford, because you said you wanted to put in a better school, and now you're not her boyfriend anymore. So I have been dealing with cases like that, and it has been complicated. And in the end, as it says here, it's going to be more expensive because you're going to have to pay. She's not going to be able to pay a rent. She's not having money, and she's not even working right now. Some of the girls quit their job to be able to spend more time with you, and then she has no income. So how should she pay that? So, or once you break up, once it is in her name, you break up, you make sure that you give her the money for the expenses you both have, right? And if it's a year lease of an apartment, then you have to give her that money that she pays that apartment. And the same is with the school, even if it's not your child, but if you were the one say, yeah, let's move him out of the school, and she, after 6 months, she cannot move him out of the school year in the middle of the school year, and she has to pay another 6 months. So it's going to be more expensive for you. It's going to cost you more money. So it's better if you have that clear from the beginning. Yeah. Any questions, guys, about that? And about the visa, don't rush the visa process. I know you get engaged and you do the visa, and the visa takes a year or 2 years, but the visa costs you around $2,000, $2,300, even a little bit more, $3,000 with the medical exam and all that. So, I mean, it's $3,000. It's the same thing when you borrow money. It's like, if you have to be willing to lose it in case you do it very quickly. Yeah, because if you get engaged after 2 months, it's so quick. It can work out, it cannot work out. So just be aware of that and don't rush the visa process too much. Also, I know it's a balance, and that's the same thing with the money. It's a balance. You have to find a balance which works for you. If you need support, please let us know, and be aware that economical problems and economical challenges might occur in the relationship, and that is one of the probably things that most strain puts in relationship, especially if you see the divorces nowadays and all that, how much money it costs and how many people fight about it. So it's an important point in the relationship, and especially when we talk about marriage in the future. So, and having that communicated clear from the beginning. If you date me, I'm willing to do that. If we're getting engaged, I'm willing to do that. If we're married, I'm willing to do that. What you want, what are you expecting? Are you okay with that? And then you should be having more clarity in all that. Okay. So I was talking a lot, guys. Thank you for your patience. Let me maybe get somebody else talking, and then I get into your questions if you have any questions about money, family, supporting relationship, etc. So let me show you our first interview with one of our very beautiful woman, Nancy. She is a catch. And Nancy, let me give you the ID of Nancy. Where is she? Nancy. There she is. 218127 is her ID, 218127. And then please ask any questions.
Hola,
I'll be
mi
back
nombre
in
es
5
Adriana.
minutes, 4 minutes.
Tengo 28 años, vivo en la ciudad de Medellín. Soy emprendedora. Me gusta trabajar con plantas y con la naturaleza.
What are your hobbies?
En mis tiempos libres me gusta salir a viajar, a disfrutar de diferentes restaurantes, conocer diferentes personas y conocer diferentes lugares.
What are you looking for in the agency?
Estoy en la agencia porque quiero encontrar a un hombre con el cual pueda compartir mi vida, que podamos construir un futuro juntos, tener hijos, podernos casar y tener una vida común. Disfrutar también en nuestra compañía.
How would you describe yourself?
Me describo como una mujer activa, emprendedora y divertida.
What attracts you in a man?
Me gustan los hombres detallistas, respetuosos, atentos.
What do you expect from a partner?
Mis expectativas de un hombre es que sea un hombre respetuoso, que podamos compartir una vida en común, que tenga valores y que le guste la vida en familia.
What do you have to offer in a relationship?
Soy una mujer entregada a mi pareja, soy respetuosa, comprometida, fiel, me gusta el hogar, me gustan los niños y me gusta compartir con mi pareja.
Would you be willing to have children?
No tengo hijos, quiero tener hijos.
Where would you like to travel with your partner?
Me gustaría viajar con mi pareja a Francia.
Do you like to cook?
Me encanta cocinar. Y lo que mejor cocino es la comida tradicional colombiana. Chao, espero que puedan venir a disfrutar de la ciudad de Medellín para que conozcan esta hermosa ciudad y también para que me conozcan.
So that was Nancy. If you want to reach out to Nancy, you can do video call with her. You can meet her in person. You can write her a letter, so just let us know if you need any help with that. Talking about writing letters, we have a featured girl, guys. I know the ones who maybe watched the show last week, 2 weeks ago with Manuela. We presented you Isabella, our new featured girl. You saw the video. You can watch the video. It's on our website. And you can write Isabella for free. So I would like to share my screen for just a second so that you can see how to write her a letter for free, right? So because maybe you guys say, yeah, how can I do that? Or how in general do I write a letter to somebody? So let me show you my screen for a second. So here you see Isabella's profile right now. And you can see here on the right-hand side, it says red featured profile, start communication for free. So you can click here and then you get an idea what is the featured girl. And then you can go here and say, write me now. We can look at her additional pictures. You have to be registered to be able to look at her additional pictures. She's very pretty. I saw her in live in the Medellin tour in February. She's very attractive, very smart, speaks very good English, very beautiful woman. Hopefully find a really good man for her. And so you see Isabella here, and then you say, okay, I love her. I would love to meet her. So now you can write me for free. You have to be registered. You have to be logged in. I'm right now logged in into my account. And now to be able that I can send her an information, you have to have your profile, like a free letter. There are 3 requirements to be able to write her a There are 3 requirements to be able to write her a letter for free. So the first requirement is that my profile is completely completed. Yes, then that I have a photo and that my email was verified. So if you're a new client, you just want to you just registered, you have to get into your email and you have to verify your email. If not, then your registration process is not complete. So then you can just put her, Isabella, I saw your video, amazing, whatever you write. And then you say, hi, Isabella, this is Thomas. I love the comment about the dogs, whatever. You can write whatever you want, right? So it is here, you can see total 0. So if you do write any other letter to any other woman, it's going to cost you $9.95. So for example, if I go to my hot list here and let's say I want to write to Brittany from Bogota, then I can see her here and I can obviously write her, but it's not going to be for free. So when I start writing, here you will see it says $9.99. Okay, and when you write to Isabella, where's Isabella? There's Isabella. If you write Isabella for free and you start writing, you see it says 000. Okay, so the first letter is for free, and then you have to pay, and then you obviously you can get to know her more, but at least you can write the first time and get like a free trial, right? And then see if she's interested or not. She's really nice, so don't be afraid to reach out to her. She's a really nice woman. Let me see what are your questions, and then we have another video prepared, and so maybe to sum it up with yeah, I think we already summed it up. So let me see the questions you're having. There were quite a few. Andy Perry is asking, are Colombian women ready to relocate to New Zealand in the future with a future husband? Because most of the women speak about the US, Canada, UK, Europe, but not Australia and New Zealand. Yes, of course, Andy Perry, all the women are open to mostly all of the locations. In Australia, New Zealand, they would be fascinated by. It's just that it's a little bit far and there are not so many guys from Australia or New Zealand looking for a woman in Latin America right now. We do get more in Europe, in the Ukraine and also Asia and all that, maybe because I don't think it's a little bit closer, it's also far, but we don't have that so many right now in Latin America, but the woman would be very open to relocate to Australia, New Zealand, would be fascinated. What are the age ranges of these women? Snake eyes. Snake eyes, we usually subscribe women from 18 to 50 years old, but we also until 55, 58, sometimes 60, sometimes 53, depending on her photos and how well she is presented. So usually until 50, but also a little bit older. Sorry? Organic Chocolate, Maria, schön dich wiederzusehen. Ich werde Ihre E-Mail beantworten, wenn ich aus Düsseldorf in die USA zurückkomme. Ich entschuldige mich für meine verspätete Antwort. Organic Chocolate, gar kein Problem. Du kannst mir jederzeit schreiben. Ich freue mich immer. No problem at all. I'm looking forward. Moondog, Organic Chocolate, is it true that there are new rules against tourists in place in Colombia's big cities? I haven't fact-checked what I've heard from YouTubers. I haven't heard anything. I'll be in Barranquilla and Santa Marta in July. If you're around, we could go lunch for my girlfriend. Yes, of course. Let me know. That would be great to catch up in person after so much time. That would be cool. Adventures in exploring. I have a question on the 14-day trip other than what is listed, such as days out with the ladies or evening parties and so on. Is it a full 14 days? I don't get the question, adventures and exploring. So maybe if I understand it right, so on the 14-day trip, so what is like the 7-day, we have the 7-day, the 10-day and the 14-day tour. And so 7 days, we have Friday and Saturday, you usually arrive on Thursday and you leave on Wednesday. If you do the 10 days, you arrive on Thursday and you leave on Saturday. And if you do the 14 days, you arrive on Thursday and you leave on Wednesday. So what you have included in all of the tours is unlimited introductions. So you can go on as many dates as you want for 7 days, for 10 days, or for 14 days. So if you use the 14-day option, we're going to set up dates for you for 14 days, as many as you want. If you go only 7 days, then you get 7 days of that. So the other activities like the pool parties, the penthouse parties, the party buses, the dance lessons, we usually do that in the first week of the tour. So usually we do Friday, Saturday. So if you're on the 7 days, you also have the possibility to do that. But if you're on the 14 days, you obviously have the possibility too. And afterwards, the 7 days, sometimes we do extra activities too, like bowling or cinema, etc. So depending on dance lessons, as I said, so depending on how the tour goes. So, and we can always set up additional activities for you. So even if there's no group activity, but you say, oh, I would really love to go bowling and can you help me? Of course, we set that up for you. If 3 guys want to go bowling and we want to do that with 3 girls and we're going to reserve for 6 people, no problem. I don't know if that answered your question, but let me know if not. Are any of these women fluent in English? Yes. Snaky Eyes, please watch the video. I don't know if the video of Isabella is on the Isabella's profile. It should be. Because Isabella speaks very well English. Maybe I show you Isabella's. Let me show you Isabella's interview one more time. Kevin, let's go with Isabella's interview one more time. Is that possible?
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Isabella. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Medellin, Colombia. And what I'm working right now is as a model here in Colombia.
What are your hobbies?
One of my passions is yoga. I also love to read, to do exercise, to go to the gym. I love to do hiking. And the thing I really like is to try new things, go to nice restaurant, and spend time in the nature.
What are you looking for in the agency?
I'm looking in the agency a man who is respectful, who is a gentleman, who teach me new things and new skills because I really love to learn.
What do you have to offer in a relationship?
I'm a very calm, very peaceful, and very loving woman. And I'm very good listener. And I give very nice advice.
How would you describe yourself?
I describe myself as an intelligent woman. I'm loving. I'm very calm and peaceful. And I think that's the most important thing I can give to someone.
Would you be willing to have children?
At this moment, I don't have children, but in the future, I want to have.
Do you like to cook? What is your favorite food?
I like to cook. I'm a good cooker. Not the best one, but I know how to do some things. But I like to cook sometimes. My favorite dish is salmon.
Where would you like to travel with your partner?
So my favorite place that I want to visit first is Venice. It has been always my dream. But I want to go also to Bali to do yoga in the beaches and to do like a spiritual retirement. I like that.
What do you expect from a partner?
So I want that the man that comes to my life, teach me new things, support me, protect me, and be a respectful and also a loving man.
What attracts you in a man?
Intelligence, of course. A man who can make me smile. A man that is calm too and is focused in life and is a family man and enjoy the best things in life and also the simple things in life.
What are those non-negotiables?
My non-negotiable. I've been knowing more about myself, and for me it's very important a man that likes nature and also that likes animals and that want to have good health, like to eat healthy and like to do exercise. And it's good to eat to restaurants, but it's also good to eat healthy. It's a balance. So this is the city of the eternal spring. Now it's very nice that you can come and meet me and I can teach you some things about my city. I love to have fun. I love to go to the best places here. And if you want to know more about me, you can contact me. Okay, bye. Thank you.
So that was a little refresh of Isabella. So in case you missed out on her, but she's amazing, beautiful, intelligent, speaks English. So asking the ones who are asking if there are women who speak English, yes, there are. Some speak it better than others, but in general, the younger women are learning it in school and university. And yeah, there are. So in case you want to reach out to Isabella, you already know you can write her for free. I just showed you how to do it. Just click on her profile, write for free, and then take a chance and see what she says. Any good Christians, Colombianas, Juan is asking. Yes, they are great. That's the women here are very faithful. God is important. It's the most important family. God, the most important things. And yes, the women are believers. And Catholic is the main religion, but there's Christian, evangelical, Catholic, etc. So yes, good Christian women. We have quite a few. Barranquilla has also quite a few really good Christian women. Can we find an itinerary for the tour so we know what events will we be doing, like the pool party, the Chiva, or do you guys decide day by day when we are there? See, we send you an agenda. So 1 week before you travel, we usually send you an agenda with the events, with everything which is planned. So usually, as I said, Friday, Saturday, you have the events, and then Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we usually have additional events. So events, the socials, I mean, and then we have additional events. And so, yes, in the agenda, and we do a conference call, and we also do an orientation meeting, and then there we talk about which event and which thing we're going to do in which day. And if you guys have any other suggestions, or if you want to do something else, we accommodate that. Or if you want to do another activity later in the week, we do that. So obviously that's together, but we give you usually an agenda where we already pre-planned at least 3 events, additional events. Not socials, if not like activities. Okay. how we going to meet women in Bogota and Cali registered with AFA when there are no office in either of those cities? Keith, that is not a problem. I have a lot of guys going to Bogota and also to Cali. I have translators in both cities, and obviously we're going to help you arranging the meeting. So not every meeting, even if you go to Barranquilla or Medellin, not every meeting is held in our office. We do that often because you guys feel comfortable, but often we arrange a meeting in a restaurant. So for example, let's say, I don't know what the name of the restaurant is, but let's say the Hilton restaurant. So so we say at 8 p.m. you meet there, and we are on the phone. You know, I'm in whatever Santa Marta, you are right now in Bogota, saying, hey, are you there? Are you in the Hilton? Yes, I'm there. She's telling me that she's 10 minutes away. She's on her way. So the matchmaker is helping you to find your date and to make the meeting happen. But it does not necessarily have to be in our office. So when you go to Bogota, you can meet in a restaurant, you can meet in the lobby of your hotel, and the same as in Cali. We usually, what we do in Bogota and Cali is that the woman meet you in the lobby of your hotel, and then you go to a restaurant together, for example. Or the translator meets you in the lobby of the hotel, and then you meet the woman in the restaurant, okay? Sinetti, if, in my opinion, if financials are an issue for you, then this may not be for you. The woman will see you are cheap. The women are looking for a better life, not a parallel move with a foreigner. Sinetti, I do agree with you. I'm not saying that financials shouldn't be an issue. I mean, there's one thing that you can be financially totally fine, but the woman is just asking, as I said, every week for money, 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 and that is just also not appropriate, right? There's a certain appropriate dating behavior or not. And obviously, once she know that you're getting engaged, she's going to be your wife, and obviously there's going to be a lot of more seriousness. Obviously, most of you men don't have any problems of providing. The problem is before, because you already get into that when you're dating. And that is why most of you guys get the cultural shock, because in the United States, for example, Australia, wherever, most of the women expect maybe they want to provide once you're married, but here the women already start earlier. So that's where the shock is. So just be prepared that this is going to happen, but don't take it as the end of everything. And as you said, Senetti, be aware there is a cost involved. Be aware that you spend some money and see what is the benefit, right? And always, it's like with an investment, you always know what the risk is when you invest in something. My date is Ransom McKissick. Hey, McKissick, how are you doing? My biggest concern about dating Colombianas would be my safety in traveling to Colombia, not with the Colombianas themselves. That fear and your concern I can take off from you, because we can help you setting everything up. From the airport pickup to the hotel, I can make the booking for you. I can book the driver. I can book the hotel. I can help you in transfers if you want to go to one city to the other. I put you in contact with the right people. So you don't have to worry about traveling in Colombia, because that is not an issue at all. Like, I can make that, I can take a lot of worry from you there. And with the Colombianas as well, like, the Colombians are amazing people. It's an amazing culture. It's great. It's a great country to date in. It's just, you have to have certain cultural differences to keep in mind. That's the only thing. But you don't have to be worried. You don't have to be afraid. And traveling in Colombia, please, that this should not be one of your concerns or one of the things that stops you from coming here, because we have all the infrastructure set up to help you to navigate through all that. And you, like I said, we have hotel recommendations, we can book them, we have drivers in every city, translators in every city, offices in the main cities, so you will be okay. Yeah. Isabella is gorgeous. Isabella is gorgeous, truth seeker. I kept seeing her in the video tours. Yes, she is. Organic chocolate, the VIP service, in my opinion, is really worthy. Yes, in my opinion as well. It's amazing. I just talked to one of my other clients today. He finished the service like 2 years ago. 1.5 years ago already, and he started a relationship with somebody. It didn't work out with that person, but he started a relationship with another person from that same service, and they're still together, and they are like 1.5 years now into the relationship. And most of the VIPs, most of the elite clubs really have a successful relationship that leads to marriage, engagement and marriage. So I love that. Like the percentage is just so high, and we can really help you to support you much more than any other service. So if you're on the fence and you need a little bit support in this whole intercultural dating, we do weekly Zoom calls. I will be with you, what I do with you right now here in a private call, addressing your dating problems and dating, not problems, but maybe challenges. And we talk about each of every of your questions every week, and it's going to be amazing. It's amazing. You and the woman have to work together, and she has to come to an agreement for her family and friends if she feels comfortable and ready to relocate. Yes, definitely. It's always a relationship is teamwork. It cannot just be one wanting what one person wants. It's a team. You both have to find a compromise, and you both have to communicate, and you have to work together as a team and to come to an agreement. Exactly. But some questions you can ask, like, are you willing to relocate? Are you aware of the process? Like, why would you like to live in this other country? Why would you not like to stay in Colombia? Like, try to go a little bit deeper when asking questions. I wanted to join the agency. You can do a check for the tour. Am I allowed to transfer money to the agency to pay for the tour of the many nights? Yes, Rodolfo, you can pay it. You can send a check. You can transfer money to our bank account. You can pay by credit card. If you want, you write an email to us. You can all call Phoenix directly. Is 602-553-8178 in the United States, +1 602-553-8178, or you write us an email, AFA Colombia with 2 O's, no U, Colombia with O, afacolombia7@gmail.com, or info@afacolombia@gmail.com. Yeah, Rodolfo, let me know if that helps. Send an email, but you can pay check, credit card, or transfer. Okay, guys, if you have any other questions, we're getting to the end of the show. Manuela will be back with you in 2 weeks, and we're going to obviously keep on helping you in the dating. Keith is asking, is there a 70-day tour option? Keith, no, there is only a 14-day tour option, but we can extend the hotel for you for 17 days. And if you need that we set you up or more dates afterwards, we can talk about that, no problem. So we can extend the hotel reservation for you, and then that would be no problem. I have guys staying for 1 month, for 2 months. After a while, it might be more cheap to get an apartment than a hotel, but if you go to Medellin, apartments are not that much cheaper anymore. If you go to the other cities, you might get a little bit cheaper deal. Uruguay. What would be the woman Uruguay? Uruguay is a beautiful country. I haven't been there, but it's I'm pretty sure it's very nice. If I'm wrong, if a woman marries the man from the US, then that woman would break up after she lives in the United States. Rodolfo, if a woman marries the man from the US, then that would break after she lives. The fear is you think that after you are together, she breaks up, divorces you, and then leaves you alone because she has the green card now. That might be a factor, but I haven't seen that really that much. I see more like that taking advantage while you're dating and you're not there and she's not there yet. You have to keep in mind the green card takes her like nearly 2 years to get her. So she cannot work for 2 years. She cannot see her family for 2 years. So she has to be with the man for 2 years. Like most of the women don't go that far. I mean, it can happen obviously that after 2 years she divorces you, but I haven't seen that case really. I have seen more the case where there's more taking advantage of the dating process in before it's not even get to the green card. I see more there. So yeah, guys, don't worry. Dating is great. It obviously has challenges in every culture and every country all over the world, in your own country. So it's not easy. Understanding the other species is not easy. We are doing this here to help you, to support you. If you have any questions, please let us know. You can give us a phone call, you can write us, and then and then we help you to navigate that whole thing. It's not black and white, it's not as easy, but it's a lot of fun. It's an amazing experience. Colombia is a beautiful country. The women are amazing. You don't have to be worried about traveling here. You don't have to be scared. We have all the infrastructure, everything provided for you, so that you come here, feel safe, and also in the dating process, feel safe. It's not just an app where you're just on your own. We have an office, we have people. You can come to us, you can talk to us. There's somebody who knows where you are, at what time, with who, and yeah, so we hope to see you here in Colombia. We hope you getting animated to travel here. Please keep on watching our videos. If you like the video, you can give us a thumb up. Always happy to hear from you. If you had a great experience, you can always write us an email. If you had a bad experience as well, please write us an email. We're always happy to hear from you guys. I'm happy for that show tonight. Thank you for tuning in. I see you guys in a month, and Manuela will be back in 2 weeks with you. And I wish you guys a really, really good evening. I hope to see you soon in Medellin, Barranquilla, Santa Marta, Cartagena, Bogota, Cali, wherever in Colombia. It doesn't matter. We're happy to welcome you here. And yeah, bye-bye from now. See you soon.
Hi, nice to meet you. My name is Isabella. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Medellin, Colombia. And what I'm working right now is as model here in Colombia.
What are your hobbies?
One of my passions is yoga. I also love to read, to do exercise, to go to the gym. I love to do hiking. And the thing I really like is to try new things, go to nice restaurant, and spend time in the nature.
What are you looking for in the agency?
I'm looking in the agency a man who is respectful, who is a gentleman, who teach me new things and new skills because I really love to learn.
What do you have to offer in a relationship?
I'm a very calm, very peaceful, and very loving woman. And I'm very good listener. And I give very nice advice.
How would you describe yourself?
I describe myself as an intelligent woman. I'm loving. I'm very calm and peaceful. And I think that's the most important thing I can give to someone.
Would you be willing to have children?
At this moment, I don't have children, but in the future, I want to have.
Do you like to cook? What is your favorite food?
I like to cook. I'm a good cooker. Not the best one, but I know how to do some things. But I like to cook sometimes. My favorite dish is salmon.
Where would you like to travel with your partner?
So my favorite place that I want to visit first is Venice. It has been always my dream. But I want to go also to Bali to do yoga in the beaches and to do like a spiritual retirement. I would like that.
What do you expect from a partner?
So I want that the man that comes to my life, teach me new things, support me, protect me, and be a respectful and also a loving man.
What attracts you in a man?
Intelligence, of course. A man who can make me smile. A man that is calm too and is focused in life and is a family man and enjoy the best things in life and also the simple things in life.
What are those non-negotiables?
My non-negotiable, I've been knowing more about myself, and for me it's very important a man that likes nature, and also that likes animals and that want to have good health, like to eat healthy and like to do exercise. It's good to eat to restaurants, but it's also good to eat healthy. It's a balance. So this is the city of the eternal spring. Now it's very nice that you can come and meet me, and I can teach you some things about my city. I love to have fun. I love to go to the best places here. And if you want to know more about me, you can